This is a classic example of something's from my collection because that's a cat bite. Cat bit into my figure. So, all right, everybody, here we are back on the channel, and the bash in Beckley is upon us. I can't help but be excited, actually, at the point where I have to manage the excitement so that I don't wear myself out, that I don't overthink it. Because the bash in Beckley is this Saturday at the Beckley Raleigh County Convention Center. It'll always be the Armory to me. That's where I saw Smoky Mountain Wrestling back in the day. I also saw Jerry Reed, the amazing guitarist. Also George Jones. My mom and I went to see George Jones there on the high-tech redneck tour. So the Bash in Beckley, for a lot of those reasons, has a special place in my heart. And as I talked about in a previous video, got to do an interview with Gary Fauber down at the Register Herald. He interviewed me since I'm from that area. I grew up reading that paper, so huge deal to be interviewed by the Register Herald. And so looking forward to it. I thought I would go through some of my autos from past Bash in Beckley's. It's been happening since 2021 and has been a huge event, and it grows every year. And that's one of the coolest parts about the Bash in Beckley is it seems to top itself every year. And returning this year, one of the many special guests who you can see on the ASW Instagram page. It's a real pro wrestling con, and that's why they call it the WrestleMania of West Virginia, because a lot of the superstars, legends descend upon Beckley for one special day for the Bash in Beckley, in addition to the 9 matches that we have on the card, including a cage match and so much more. But I wanted to run through some of my autographs from previous years, including the very first year, and this was thanks to Gary Damron, the promoter, my Jerry the King Lawler Elite, signed by the King. And the King's going to be back this year. I'm really glad that I was able to snag this one because it is a beautiful signature from the King, Jerry Lawler. And it was a huge deal that he came to Beckley for the Bash. I mean, it was a huge turnout and the line was insane. And then guess what? Jerry Lawler wrestled that night. He took on Shane Storm. And not only that, he did a drop kick. And I popped, man. I popped. I was a full fanboy at that moment. I gave up all professionalism and semblance of neutrality, and I was cheering on the King, Jerry Lawler, in that match against Shane Storm. Jerry Lawler, what a Hall of Famer. In 2022, that was the year that FTR came and wrestled the American Wolves. Enzo and Cass were in the house that year in 2022. Heath and Rhino took on Brian Myers in the franchise, Shane Douglas, which was an excellent match. So fun. But I'm not sure if I got any autographs that year. If I did, it's lapsing with me right now. And it's hard to get autographs actually as the ring announcer because I have so many things to do backstage, make sure I have all the weights and all of that stuff. And so getting in line, standing there, paying the money can sometimes be hard. And that's what happened when Jake the Snake Roberts was in town in 2023 for the third bash. I think that's my memory is correct. And again, back to the Legends line. Here it is. Blue paint pen. Holy cow, I love this. Looks so cool. Jake the Snake Roberts. Legends. I think this is the chase. I can't remember if this is the chase or the gray one, but what a great figure and what a great signature from Jake the Snake Roberts. But my buddy Matt Mullins stood in line for me on this one because it was a long line and I was busy running around. So he scored this Jake the Snake auto for me. It's one of my favorites. These all hang on a wall down in my other toy room. And last year, in 2024, I got 2 autographs, 2 great autographs that I just cherish so much, both for the meeting of the people, but also just having them in my collection. And one of them is, of course, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. You see this on my Figures of the Year, a year's worth of autos video that I posted not too long ago. And this was wonderful because Jimmy Hart was so proud to have a Legends contract. He was so proud to be getting a figure. This is long, long overdue for Jimmy Hart. And man, how many Jimmys could they make? You could get Nasty Boys Jimmy, the Rougeaus Jimmy, Hart Foundation Jimmy. How many Jimmys can we put out? Enough of the Hogans. Let's get some more Jimmy Harts. But he signed this for me and he said, "Let that dry, baby." And he blew on it. So somewhere on here there may indeed be some Jimmy Hart DNA. Also last year, and this one is in my autographs video as well, and Maybe not exactly what I expected, but again, I was in a rush and I had to make it out to see Goldust because he was our guest of honor last year, signing for Steve New and ASW. And I had bought this figure in January, held on to it for 6 months, only to have him grab the Sharpie and sign it. And I'm still happy with it. It's very cool. It seems old school kind of to have the Sharpie on there, but I was definitely thinking like a cool paint pen, maybe even a blue or a gold of some sort, maybe even white would have looked cool. But before I could even say anything to Dustin Rhodes, he like had it. He goes, "This is one of the early ones." Boom! I said, "Yeah, it is." I held on to it for January. I don't know if you can see this right here, but this is a classic example of something's from my collection because that's a cat bite. Cat bit into my figure, so not mint, but it's mine. And also, I think this was last year, but I picked up the Bill Alfonso signature after the fact because the manager of Champions was in the house to referee that match between it was Myers and Douglas against Heath and Rhino, and the manager of Champions, Bill Alfonso, was the referee. It was so cool to get to meet him. He was so fun to work with. The first thing he did, and when he got in the ring, was give me a big handshake. You know, he's going to call it straight down the middle. It's great, great stuff. And so this year, the Bash and Beckley, as I mentioned, stacked with all stars, legends, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get any autographs at all. I am driving a few of the guys down, so I may look for a few things to try to get from them. A lot of them I've already met too, like Jerry Lawler, also the Million Dollar Man I've met before. Although I did find a pretty sick card that I might get signed by Ted DiBiase. That's a cool one. Identity Crisis from the Tops line. Also, Judy Martin is in the house with Leilani Kai. The Glamour Girls are going to be in the house. So if possible, might try to get a Judy Martin on there. I love getting the legends. They've earned it. And of course, Arn Anderson's going to be in the house with Brock Anderson. And I don't know, who knows? I might get a nice WCW card signed of the Enforcer, the iconic Impel set. And finally, one of the guests of honor. Was hoping I was going to get to meet him in January this year. Unfortunately, that didn't work out, but he's coming to the Bash in Beckley. This belongs to my friend Matt Mullins, who I think I'm going to have to give this back to for him to get signed, but he had it handed over to me, and this is a rare boy right here. Don't drop this one. This is the Marty Jannetty Hasbro, obviously in minty, minty shape. And I think my buddy Matt Mullins is going to get this one signed at the Bash in Beckley this Saturday. Shout out to Matt Mullins. His new album is out today as you're watching this. Go check him out. I'll put a link down in the comments or wherever that is in the description so you can check out Matt's music. He's the one who wrote Heath's music after he left WWE. It's been heard on Impact and everywhere he's wrestled since then. So check out Matt Mullins. He's got a brand new album out and he's a big wrestling fan just like me. He includes wrestling songs on all his albums. He's got one about Jake the Snake Roberts called Aurelian that I just love so much. So thanks for watching. More stuff still to come. Looking forward to the Bash in Beckley this Saturday. And I hope to see you again next time. And most importantly, hope to see you at the matches. Bye, birds.